Every empire in history promised order, civilization, and prosperity. And every empire in history delivered something else entirely to the people standing in its way. But some empires didn't just conquer, they traumatized. They left scars so deep that civilizations never fully recovered. These aren't just stories about power. These are stories about what power looks like when it has absolutely no limits. Most people skip straight to Rome. That's a mistake, because roughly 700 years before Caesar, the Assyrian Empire was doing something that no civilization had ever systematized before. They turned fear into a weapon of governance. Assyrian kings didn't just defeat enemies, they documented the atrocities. They carved them into stone walls for every visiting diplomat to see. Flayed prisoners, impaled soldiers on city walls. Entire populations forcibly relocated thousands of miles from their homelands to destroy any sense of cultural identity. Here's what makes history buffs stop cold. It worked. For over 3 centuries, the mere rumor of an approaching Assyrian army was enough to make fortified cities open their gates. They didn't invent cruelty, they industrialized it. You already know the Mongols conquered everything. Here's the number that haunts demographers to this day. Historians estimate the Mongol conquest killed approximately 40 million people. In the 13th century, that represented nearly 10% of the entire world's population. Persia never fully recovered. Iraq's ancient irrigation systems, built over thousands of years, were destroyed so thoroughly during the sack of Baghdad in 1258 that the fertile land turned to desert. A region that had fed civilizations for millennia became barren within a generation. The Mongols didn't just destroy cities, they erased futures. This one cuts differently because it happened in living historical memory. When Hernan Cortés arrived in Mexico in 1519, the Aztec Empire was one of the most sophisticated civilizations on Earth. Tenochtitlan had clean drinking water, floating gardens, and a population larger than any city in Europe. Within 2 years, it was rubble. But here's the detail that stops most historians cold. Spanish steel and tactics only tell half the story. The smallpox Cortez's men carried killed an estimated 90% of the indigenous population over the following decades. An entire hemisphere's worth of civilizations, languages, and knowledge systems were wiped out before anyone even had a chance to write them down. The terrifying part wasn't the conquest, it was how fast it happened. Every empire on this list believed it was building something permanent, something great. The Assyrians thought fear would hold their world together forever. The Mongols thought pure military dominance was enough. The Spanish thought God was on their side. Every single one of them crumbled. The most terrifying thing about history's greatest empires isn't what they did. It's how completely convinced they were that they were right. If history like this keeps you staring at the ceiling at night, the kind that makes you question everything you thought you knew about human civilization, you are exactly where you belong. Hit that like button if any of these empires genuinely unsettled you. Share this with someone who thinks the ancient world was simpler than today. And subscribe to Historian Henry so you never miss the darkest chapters of our past. Power without limits has always ended the same way, and we're just getting started.